c'est Madame Hennessy. Today I am here to explain to you the rules of the game Onze. So Onze is a numbers game. It involves counting to the French number Onze, meaning 11. So in order to play this game, you will need to be familiar with your numbers 1 through 11 in the French language. Feel free to use notes in order to get through it. If anyone in the room wants to write the numbers 1 through 11 on the board, that's fine. If students just want to have their numbers notes in front of them for the game, that's fine. But just be prepared to say these numbers out loud in French. So in the game of Onze, you will all want to circle up inside the classroom. To designate whose turn it is, I like to use the word chunk ball, so like the stress ball that we keep in the classroom. But you don't necessarily need to use any item to pass on. It just helps to have something physical to show when someone is done with their turn. And most simply, you just count. But the thing is, in the game of Onze, there's always going to be somebody every round who says Onze, and the person who says Onze is out and goes back to sit down at their seat. So if it were just simply like each person says one number and then the 11th person each time is out, then that would be a pretty boring game. So the way that strategy comes into play is that each person, when they hit their turn, you can choose to say 1, 2, or 3 numbers within the sequence. So for example, the first person who goes can choose to say either un, deux, or deux, trois. So let's say that first person chooses deux. Then the next person has to pick up with the next number in the sequence. So they're starting with trois. So they have the option of saying trois, trois, quatre, or trois, quatre, cinq. So it's up to them. This especially gets important in terms of strategy once we get closer and closer to the number 11, just to determine who is going to be out, who is going to be forced to say the number 11. So choose your number of numbers wisely. So just to review the pronunciation of all of our numbers 1 through 11, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then finally 11. So go through those again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And that is pretty much all there is to it. So you get to keep going and going and going until there is simply one person left in the room, or left standing, and that is the winner of Onze. Trying to think if there are any other important details. No, I think we're good. Okay, merci. Au revoir.